Now, who I think will be realistic candidates, it's going to be a retread of some sort. I think Pete Carroll is a realistic candidate. I'm not saying he's at the top, but I'm saying Pete appeals to Jerry. He has a pedigree. He's been in this league for a while. He knows how to run a program. He knows how to play along nice at times. He can get you a good roster together, can make you competitive. He's old. Again, I'm on the fence. Again, my CEO of culture, but I think he's a candidate for the Cowboys. I've said this for weeks. It feels like months. The dark horse, who a lot of people aren't talking about. A lot of people aren't talking about. John Gruden. John friggin' Gruden. Old email Gruden. John is kind of slowly, seemingly kind of ingratiated himself back into the football culture over there at Barstool. He's doing the Chucky reviews, and he's talking ball, and he's making jokes, and he's giving the stories. I'll give Gruden this. He's a hell of a storyteller. He knows ball. I'll never take that away from John Gruden. The man knows ball. He comes from that that Walsh tree. McCarthy, all those guys was under John Walsh. Bill Walsh. John Walsh. I'm thinking Bill. I'm thinking of John Madden football and Bill Walsh college football. But they all come from that West Coast. They were all there for the Montanas and the Steve Youngs and the Montanas and the Favres and all that. So he knows ball. How much of the current style ball he knows, I don't know. He could tell us a lie like Michael McCarthy told us a lie. Remember, Mike was like, "Yeah, I'm watching all the updated terms and what they're doing in the league now. I'm ready to transition." He ain't watched none of that film. He lied. He said it in there. He lied. He said whatever I said whatever I was going to say to get the job. Don't fault him for it. They fell for it. Gruden knows ball. He's my dark horse. The next name that I'm about to say will probably be your next Dallas Cowboys head coach. You may have to wait a little while because his team is still in the playoffs. And you can't talk to a coach for any candidacy while their team is still currently playing. It's going to break my heart. I believe that the front runner, and I mean a mean front runner, to be the Dallas Cowboys' next head coach, boy wonder, Kellen Moore. I know, but if you're checking boxes, he'll come in cheap. Box number one. Jerry could probably get him about $5 or $6 million a year. He's not as highly touted as the other names, the Ben Johnsons of the world, where he's going to require it to be $12+ million. Line one, what's the cost? You can probably get Kellen Moore between $4 and $7 million. Line number two, will he fall in line with Jerry Jones? Yes. He's very familiar. He's very comfortable. He's kind of almost owes Jerry a favor. In the sense, remember, Jerry was the one who told Mike McCarthy, when you come over, he has to be your offensive coordinator. So Mike was like, I can't do this with this kid anymore. I can't. And he was forced to fire him. He won't push back. He won't push back against Jerry. Check. He's Dak friendly. He is Dak friendly. And I don't like that, so to speak. I don't need Dak friendly. Because here's the thing. Kellen Moore and Dak were teammates. They were in the quarterback room together. So that's a different relationship. And even when he was the quarterback coach and the OC, they always had this buddy-buddy relationship. No, I need somebody that's going to put foot in your butt. When you ain't doing what needs to be done and you ain't doing all the things that I need to be done, I need that quarterback know that when he comes to the sideline, he's not looking at a peer, but he's looking at a superior. I just don't feel like Kellen gives superior, authoritative figure. I feel like Kellen gives my buddy, my pal, my broski, give me knucks. And they do the knucks thing. And they, I don't feel like there's ever going to be a moment where Kellen can stand up in the front of a room of men and command the room in such a way that will get people to move. But all the things check off for Jerry. And if anybody's going to get a shot at this thing without really having head coaching experience and young, I can see Jerry bringing back Kellen Moore. The Jason Garrett name has been floated out there. That's a dead thing. The Deion Sanders name has been floated out there. To me, that's a dead thing. That's a dead thing. Jason Witten's name has been floated out there. To me, that's a dead thing. This Kellen Moore, that Kellen Moore, I think that is your front runner right now. Do I want Jerry to shock me? In a good way. Shock me in a good way. Shock me in a good way. Will Jerry shock us? He most definitely will. I don't think it's going to be what we think it is. I think the shock is going to be he went and hired Kellen Moore, or he went and hired John Fox. Something crazy like that. I know people will say, what about Mike Zim? I think Zim's tired. The way he ended the year and the comments that he made, I think Zim is tired. I don't think Zim wants to sign on for another 3-4 year deal and be the head coach. I think even being defensive coordinator wore him out last year. He was very emotional at the end of the year of why he even came back to coach because of his son who passed away. I think Zim is, if anything, I think Zim needs to step away for a while, kind of get recharged and maybe come back. I don't think Zim has the zeal, the luster, the juice to come back and be the head coach for the next couple of years. Al Harris, he ends up in a situation if Aaron Glenn goes away somewhere, he goes and because Al Harris is still looking to be a DC. So there'll be some change that'll happen around the league. I think Al Harris is a prime candidate to be a DC. Or he goes and joins the staff in Washington. He has ties to the staff in Seattle. If Aaron Glenn happens to move out of that situation, I think that's another guy that Dan Quinn will look at and go, come on. You're cultured. You're a locker room guy. You relate. Come on. Come be a part of this. I think Al lands on his feet, firmly on his feet, as someone's defensive coordinator. But as the world turns, the drama of the Dallas Cowboys continue, and we wait and see.